dirt, building my dome. Concrete walls, yeah, it's my home. Stockpile stacked with rations tight. Prep for the dark, we'll light the fight. Forage the woods, take what I need. Off-grid living, no time for greed. Barter goods in the shadow shade. Tactical steps in plans I've laid. Back to the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepared for the fall. Yeah, prepared for it all. Generators hum, a comforting sound. Blackout nights when chaos surrounds. Seeds in jars, yeah, we're growing life. Homestead and strong in a time of strife. No high-tech wires, no web to roam. Resilience beats the world unknown. Hands in the soil, hearts in the fight. Staying ready every day, every night. Back to the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepare for the fall. Yeah, prepare for it all. Back through the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepare for the fall. Yeah, prepare for it all. Prepare for it all. When central power rules the game, when thoughts controlled in freedom's name, when the governed lose to government might, tell me who's got the wrong kind of Reich? He builds his cars, he mines the stars. No gulags for critics, no bureaucratic charge, no youth brigades chanting his name. Yet somehow he's taking all the blame. 1933 Berlin, the Reichstag burned. Bring up race, grab control, lessons aren't learned.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, my it's like I have to wake my microphone up. It's like morning prepper. Is that the way it sounded like to you? Because when I watch the replay, that's what I'm hearing. Oh, let's see here. Okay, so I got an interesting live stream for you today. I do apologize for being just a few minutes late because I was like watching another YouTuber's live stream. Um, I'm probably going to do some kind of rebuttal on it. But the bottom line is that there is a very, unfortunately, sheeple mentality um, that believes that America should just keep doing what it's been doing all the time and taking everybody's crap and these are all huge mistakes that Captain Red Tie is making. But that's not what this stream is about. That's what I was doing. That's why I was distracted. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it, guys. If you have not hit that thumbs up button yet, please do so now. It does help. Also, if you have not checked in the chat, don't be a slacker. Say hi. I'll say hi back. All right, guys. Let's see here. Rose first. Alrighty then. Yeah. Number two, West Virginia Pappy, you are deterred. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close this out, and we're going to go on over to the main chat. And I'm going to come out of top chat because I'm going to be a good boy today. And remember that I'm not supposed to be up there. We got Deanna showed up. We got Debbie, Pamela Cole Prepper. How's my lawn? Let's see. Laszlo is in the house. My second life. No, no one figured it out. Stray Kitten. No, that is not me singing. Let's see here. But yes, that actually is my song now. One of them anyway, and one of them. Let's see here. Let's see. Is that what we're supposed to guess? No, no, you're not supposed to guess that I have an unbelievable singing voice with a multinational backup band that is like globally known. You're not supposed to think that. My second life says, I don't know. His girlfriend creates songs with AI. Absolutely true. Oh, it's a fake song. No, it's a real song. It's just a song. Looks like Ian's in the house. Good morning, my friend. Let's see here. Tuck V says, "Good morning, people." You got Ian's over in the house. Is the mic on the primer? It sounds a little funny on my end. Yeah, I checked it before I turned it on, but I can check it again. I can check it again. Let me make sure that it didn't like switch priorities. Yeah, it's here. Hold on, you're gonna love this. Let's see. Oh, I've got several microphones on here. Microphone array. Oh, now it should really sound funny, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on to back Yeti microphone because that is the Yeti makes it Betty. All right, see, your lawn is wet, got much needed rain. Oh man, that I don't need that rain. That just means I have to mow my lawn more. But I appreciate the situational awareness update, Broseph. And Bradley showed up. Good morning, my friends. All right, so let's see. We're gonna go ahead and kick this off. We're gonna go ahead and kick this off because, like I said, I only have about an hour to do this today. Got the piping hot 180-degree coffee. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. We're gonna just leave that right there. Okay, so a lot of people think that when the SHTF comes, or if there's like a more than 3 or 4 day power outage, or just the basics of here in America, how we live because of our technology, because of like how we get along. You know what I'm saying? Um, they think that this is all going to stay the same, and there are certain things that they need to realize that are not going to. Now, a storm swept through earlier this week, and it's brought rain. The Eastern Shore is known for high winds this time of year, and it knocked out power for several hours. For a prepper, the outage was brief enough to avoid major issues. No need to connect the refrigerator to backup power, but it was still an inconvenience. The experience prompted reflection on preparedness, not just for survival essentials like food or water, but for the small comforts that make life feel normal during a crisis. Now, dedicated preppers have stockpiled food, water, and other necessities, as most preppers do. Yet there's always a nagging sense um, that it's not enough. It's not enough. Put a one in the chat if you've ever experienced that nagging sense that it's not enough. Um, the focus now is on the little things, those often overlooked, and routines that bring comfort and normalcy. For me, it's the hum of a fan at night. It may seem trivial, but in a prolonged crisis, such a small comforts can make a big difference. Now, this realization led to a list of other minor or meaningful things that might be missed when times get tough. I've outlined some of those. We're going to talk about them. I think that you guys will understand what I'm saying. And then, as usual, it's an educational channel. So we're going to go into some expanded details after we get done doing those things. Everybody's got that twisty feeling in their stomach like it's not enough. It's like that meme that I put in the members only Discord a couple days ago about well, what was it? It was like this is just ridiculous or something like that. There was a picture. It was a garage full of ammunition crates. And then there were two bicycles hanging in the background. It's like, this is just ridiculous. Nobody needs two bicycles. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Uh, Angakam the Hobbit, aka Hoppa Prepper. Welcome to the channel. I would remember your name because there are too many words in your profile name. So I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna call you Papa Prepper because that's probably what everybody else calls you anyway. Hello and welcome to the stream. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be talking about the things that we're going to miss when the lights go out. Also, if you've not hit that subscribe button or that thumbs up button, please do so now. My chat rate is at 1, so I guess we shall survive. First and foremost, you guys in the chat right now, I'm going to go ahead and do this because there's like a 13-second delay, so you'll see whether I covered it or not. What do you think the number one thing that you would miss when the power goes out in the beginning of the shtf, in the Titawaki, and all that other crap? What do you think the number one thing that you would probably miss right off the bat? Five, four, three, two, one. And my list is a hot shower because a hot shower is more than just a way to stay clean. It's a ritual that, restores the sense of normalcies. While while this prepper has water, soap, and sanitizer stockpiled, the thought of a cold shower is very unappealing, especially in winter. Now, cold water cleans, but it's a miserable experience that most would avoid if possible. If possible. I'm going to go to the chat here real quick. And by the way, while I do that, vodka, CPAP, hot water. There you go. My second life nailed it. I used to be Peanut 3050. Why? Bradley says warm water. Does anybody bury their stuff? Um, I refuse to answer that question on the grounds that it would incriminate me in some way, shape, or form that I'm not thoroughly knowledgeable about just yet. Also, you know what? Today is Thursday, so I do need to. We need to get the poll started, and I forgot to put it in there because I was just completely locked in on that other guy's. This is one of the reasons I don't like to watch other YouTubers because I truly enjoy watching them, hoping that I can learn something new from them. It does happen from time to time, so it's not like I know everything. You know what I'm saying? But it's I kind of got locked in on it. It was basically 3 hour long live stream he did last night, where he just literally just beat on the United States for making things so hard for him in the UK and shit like that, and how it's all wrong and we need it now. And it's like, okay, whatever, dude. You've got the socialist brainwashing going on big time. And then also today is Thursday, so being with that said, we're going to lock in those five super chats for 1 hour, and you know what happens. All right, let's see. Make sure I type that right. You know what happens. Boom. Nope, not that button. There you go. And we're going to start that goal right there. All right, so now we're actually on track and doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing on the days I'm supposed to be doing it. All right, so with that said, CPAC, hot water, Rose says, when camping weekends for 50 years, used to do sponge baths, heat a pan of water and wash off, starting with clean toward dirty. The all-knowing poobah. Well, he won't emerge unless you make that happen. The poobah will stay in the safetiness of his safety cave, never emerging until the appropriate things happen. But yes, okay. So hot water, that's going to be a thing, right? Yeah, and that's actually how I do it too. When I camp every morning, that's the some of the first water that I get going is I get the hot coffee going, and then I get the hot water for cleaning my at the minimum my brain housing group and my twigs and berries, that kind of thing, you know. Um, Going hands free, torching and welding day for me. Have a great day. Okay, bro. Okay, so if I say something funny, don't screw it up and blame me. Let's see. Let's see. Peanut says propane instant water heater for nice showers, but must keep propane and batteries for the igniter. There you go. There you go, Peanut. All right, let's see here. If SHTF, how will you have your 180-degree coffee and tell us about it? I will just really, really cook the shit out of it. Uh, not to burn it. Well, you could still make 180-degree coffee if you just like drink it as soon as like drink it. Just put the straw in the pot. Also, I still, I've got auxiliary power and I can still run a coffee maker quite easily if I really wanted to do that, but it's just easier to use flames. Okay, so what do you guys think the next thing would be? The next thing would be, and I'm going to wait for five, four, three, two, one, go. For me, clean clothing. Clean clothing is another overlooked necessity. This prepper admits to occasionally reusing clothes after a quick sniff test. You know what I'm saying? I'm a guy. I do that. I've seen girls do that too. So you're not fooling anybody, ladies. Something just happened. All right, what do we got here? Bradley Collins. Let's get the party started. There we go. Everybody, make sure you guys hit that like button. And let's see here. You the man. You the man. There we go. I typed that. I don't think has anybody ever actually like watched another show where they actually like type in something for them, or do they just say thank you? I think I'm the only one that I've ever seen like types in like a thank you or a response or something like that. What the hell is that? Excuse me, this is weird. As you guys know, I do a lot of crazy shit. Oh, it's 10:20, so I got my own I got my own uh what do they call it? Notification. I got my own notification at 10:20. So yeah, that's always the best. That's the best. Okay. So let's see here. You know, obviously we're going to occasionally reuse the clothes after a quick sniff test. That's going to happen. But there's a limit to how long anyone can tolerate dirty laundry. Beyond personal comfort, cleaning towels, wash rags, dishcloths. They're all kind of essential in our lives, whether we know it or not. Washing washing without a machine or dryer requires alternative methods. And this individual is considering off-grid laundry solutions. Let's see here. All right. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? And so you guys are like lost. All right. So somebody put, we got the cowboy coffee, got the toilet. King James, welcome to the show, bro. Toilet paper. Yes, people are going to miss toilet paper a lot. And people are like, not me. I got a pile of it. Yeah, but that only lasts so long. So act accordingly. I think I just stole that from some other YouTuber. Let's see here. My second life says I can clean clothes easy enough. I'll miss YouTube. Let's see here. Stray Kitten says you're the only one I've seen. There you go. There you go. It's. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. All right. So the next thing, and I won't wait for it because this one's kind of hard. You kind of like would never really actually figure this out. Let The next thing that I'm going to miss are morning routines like coffee or tea or in this case like fruit smoothies. These are all kind of like small joys that could be disrupted in a crisis. This prepper and their girlfriend rely on smoothies made with fresh fruit, almond milk, and yogurt. Stockpiling almonds and learning to make yogurt are part of our plan. We haven't quite got there yet, but maintaining those routines requires forethought and equipment. Equipment. You guys, you didn't see that one coming, did you? You didn't see that one coming at all. Let's see here. Um, you're the only one I've seen. Washboard and clothes. Exactly, Ian. That'll work. That'll work. Mountain Dew. I will miss you. Ha 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 ha. It's Mountain Dew is like the most dangerous soda ever made. If you want to get an ulcer, drink Mountain Dew and use BC powders religiously, and you'll die. I promise, you'll die. All right, let's see here. The next one. The next one. This one's kind of near and dear to everyone's heart. Buy CDs for movies and music. There you go. There you go. We haven't got to that point yet. Slow down, Peanut. Just don't jump the gun. We haven't got there yet. But yes, it's still a great idea. It's a great idea. So, personal hygiene items like toothbrushes, lotion, deodorant, they're all kind of critical for feeling like a human being, you know. This prepper dreads the fuzzy feeling of the unbrushed teeth and notices dry skin as winter approaches. Believe it or not, guys actually get dry skin. I don't use the lotion, but the my soap is like the kind that's really good for your skin because I need to maintain my beauty sleep is one thing, but like regular beauty, that's another thing. So now, for some people, deodorant is a must, to avoid offending others. And the list extends to shampoos, conditioners, nail clippers, and more. Obviously, list in the chat what your hygiene thing that you would miss the most. And because these items are easy to stockpile, but often forgotten in preparedness planning. All right, let's see here. I'm going to go to the chat here real quick. Actually, I need to go to the poll, and then the poll it says the poll question is, what's the most critical little thing to prepare for in a crisis? And 50% believe personal hygiene is up there. You guys are like way too level-headed for this. 25% believe hot showers, 12% believe clean clothing, and 12% is morning routines. Let's see here. No, I will never do a poll with all the above in it. That's not going to happen. Let's see here. Rose says, I already have the wash tub, need to get washboard and hang the clothesline where presently clotheslines are discouraged. Well, when the SHTF, when the shizzle hits the fizzle, um, and you've got a clothesline, people are gonna be like, "Hey, clotheslines aren't such a bad idea." All right, so and I really should have looked up some links. I did track. So if you guys know I'm an Amazon affiliate, but I don't really preach it. It's just a way to it gives me the ability to like shorten links and make like 2 cents every time you spend $1 million, that kind of thing. No one's getting rich as an Amazon affiliate, is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, it gives me the ability to like shorten links really short. Um, so I kind of enjoy it. Anyway, the so I've been providing links. If you guys like the fact that I like talk about stuff in these live streams and actually have a link for it, please let me know in the chat because I will continue to do it. It doesn't take a lot to do. It's just that I've already got enough stuff in the video descriptions, and I just don't want to look like a laundry list of, hey, support my habits, that kind of thing, you know. Um, but what do we got here? And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm going to reference some things that you could actually go look for, but I don't have the links for them. So, the funny thing is, I take cold showers because I have Lyme disease, and figured out my body doesn't like hot water. Well, outdoor videos with Brad. I'm just calling you Brad, dude. Too many words. It's a profile name, not a life description. I still love you, man. Make sure you subscribe. And hit that thumbs up button. It's useful. But yeah, I mean, this is a classic um, example of what's important to me. And I don't mean important like it's in a selfish way. I mean like the things that make me mentally happy or the things that I must do to survive. You know what I'm saying? And that sounds exactly what's going on with you, Brad, because it's a reality. It's like, hey, cold showers, take them. We're okay, we're good. I may not ever get to feel like what a hot tub is anymore, but I mean, you can always dream about it if that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. But yeah, it sucks, but at least you know, right? That's what matters. There are some people that might actually see this as an advantage that you don't need hot water. You know what I'm saying? Here you go, Superman. All right, let's see here. Rose says keeping baking soda and salt on hand for oral care. There you go. King James says floss. Oh by the way, guys, I did go to the dentist day before yesterday, and they didn't want to do the work because my two front teeth in 1987, I got into a fight when I was still in high school, my senior year. The guy, uh, when he hit me, he had something on his hands. I don't know exactly what it was, but it chipped my two front teeth, like right down the middle, both of them. And I can't say I win, but I definitely didn't lose. That's for sure. Anyway, um, and so I spent all of my time in the military getting like they would patch them. They even did a root canal on one of them. Anyway, so the damage was so like your body. If you know anything about your bones, your body will calcify to make the bone stronger, and so that is what happens. On one side, I have a root canal, which it looks like a normal tooth, right? But on the other side, that was damaged but never root canaled, the whole tooth has calcified all the way up into my jaw. It's like super tooth. So they wanted me to go. They didn't want to do any work until actually saw a specialist, which I immediately went to that same day. And they're like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Go get that shit fixed." And so I'm waiting for them to call me back, but they already sent me the prices. Oh my God, it's $1,200 per tooth, and that's not even all the add on this and add on that crap. So I'm probably looking at close to 3 grand to get these two front teeth fixed. Do you think it's worth it? Put it in the chat. Not a joke. I'm going to get it done anyway, but you're not going to slow me down. I'm going to get them fixed. It's time. It's time. So anyway, just a little stupid little update. Stupid little update. Pilgrim showed up. Good morning. Dog water tactical. What's up? What's up, brosifs? Let's see here. I camp a lot, take a bath in a creek once. Your tap water, even or cold, doesn't get that. I know, right? My well water gets extremely cold, but you're right, man. Creek water will freeze your gadoogazoos off. Duck V, good to see you, bro. Well, let's see here. While I was doing it beforehand to harden myself, there you go. You got to make that body strong, strong like bulls. Okay, so looks like we did it, guys. We hit the halfway point already, and you know what that means. If you love your country, not your government, if you love your country, put a number one in the chat. Erica, I'm gonna drink some 180-degree coffee. I'm gonna talk some smack. I'm going to read you some stuff that's going to make you smart because this is an educational channel. And I haven't quite figured out how to pay the bills yet this morning. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because I don't know what I want to say just yet. With all that said, all right. So the next thing that's on my list is privacy because privacy becomes a challenge in a crisis, especially if family or friends they're going to seek refuge, in your preposphere, in your home. There's going to be people that are going to be like seeking refuge, near you. So you know, with winter specifically, that a basement wood fireplace might draw everyone together, crowding, what's normally a private space, but without a plan, cramped quarters can strain relationships very, very quickly. If you've ever lived in an RV with a loved one, you will know what I am talking about. There's like zero privacy. And then someone alluded to it earlier. The next one on the list is entertainment, because entertainment it's a modern expectation that could vanish in a prolonged outage. Now, uh, I, I recognize that boredom, especially for children, could be a real issue without smartphones or TVs. You know, uh, Games, books, or other distractions would be vital to ease the transition to a new reality. Because who knows how long that power is going to be out. Saw a video yesterday where they took away these sisters. It was a rainy day, and I guess they got in trouble, and they took away their iPads and like no electronics for a day. And then next thing you know, they're standing. They had made a sign that said "Splash Us," and they were standing on the side of their yard where a giant puddle was, and the cars were just like caking these kids for days, just like washing their troubles down the sewer drain. It's amazing how children's imaginations can be ignited when we turn off the technology bug that has them in their trap, that has them in their sights, that owns them. It's got their little brains all twisted up and wrong. So, all right. So, believe it or not, another thing that can happen is keeping track of time, and dates, okay, might seem minor, all right, but after weeks without power, um, you're gonna wonder, if if you what day it is, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about missing birthdays or holidays, It could actually dampen morale. And, for those on strict medication or like food schedules, a reliable clock is going to be essential. The modern reliance on phones for timekeeping, there's a watch, could could leave many people unprepared. My prepper watch is on the desk behind me. You guys have probably seen the video I made about it. It is really, it's not super ingenious. It's just smarter than the average watch. All right, so let's see here. Now that we've covered that, I guess these reflections, kind of highlight the importance of planning for comfort, not just for survival. Because I always tell people, I know how to survive. Survival sucks. I want to thrive. Okay. While food and water are critical, it's the small things: hot showers, clean clothes, morning routines, hygiene, privacy, entertainment, and believe it or not, keeping that preserve the sense of normalcy. Preppers are encouraged to take stock of their own little things and prepare accordingly, as these comforts may be invaluable. Invaluable. All right, so now we've come to the portion of the show where we're going to do what they call expanded recommendations. All right. And, these are to ensure preparedness extends beyond survival to comfort, and they're going to be detailed. They're going to be detailed, but they're going to address each of the identified little things we've talked about already. And here are some suggestions or actionable steps to maintain normalcy in a crisis. But before we do that, I'm gonna push a button. I'm gonna push a button here. I'm gonna push this button. All right, guys, I've got the Jace Medical up right now, and the reason I do is because there has been a severe push in the last that I've physically seen myself in the last week. I'm seeing it on national TV, not a joke. I'm seeing it all over the internet. I'm seeing more and more people because you guys know I don't watch other preppers, right? Well, I try not to anyway, but I'm seeing it pop up in all these different places where the new norm is not to go to the doctor when you feel bad. The new norm is to know about medical knowledge and to treat yourself. Obviously, and disclaimer, I'm not a doctor and I will never tell you not to go to a doctor's office, but it's got to the point now where you can ask ChatGTP, you can look at Grok, you can look it up online for symptoms. There's actually like websites where you can put your symptoms in and it'll tell you what it might be. And then it will theorize by percentage of what it probably is. We've got to the point now where it's completely automated. Okay. The whole process can be completely automated. And here's the funny thing: when a doctor comes and sits down and talks to you, okay, and says, "How are you feeling? What are you expecting? Give me the background on this," right? And then they disappear. They often go right back to their computers and try to verify their diagnosis on the freaking internet. Not a joke. This is not a joke. All right. So if they're doing that, why wouldn't you have your own medications? Why would you not have your own at the minimum with the Jace case? Okay. Having the medications that doctors are going to give you anyway. Okay. And save yourself a little bit of money instead of the frickin', the $300 frickin' office visit. You could actually have $300 worth of medications of your own. Before anybody asks, I know somebody will, how long does this stuff last? There is actual and a you know what I need to bring that video back. I need to find that video about how long antibiotics last and republish that. If you guys think I should do that, because it's deep. I can't believe I have like 1,600 videos. That's kind of freaking scary. Um, but I need to go find it and then republish it. If you think I should republish that and just like update it, then put a number one in the chat, because that little number one does help. That little number one does help. Anyway, so with that said, you could save some money. Oop, yeah, it's down there. Use code LOCALPREPPER10. It's going to save you 10%. Oh, 10% off of whatever. Everything's backwards, guys. Everything's backwards. There. 10% off of everything that you buy. You actually do work with real doctors. You can actually, it's like telemedicine, okay? And then they will send you a kit. Not a joke. It's that easy. It's that easy. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and roll off of this because I think I've hit my point. All right, let's see here. Rule 2 IC shut up. Good to see you, bro. Kid, two books. Uh Where There Is No Doctor and Where There Is No Dentist. I love it. I love it, kid. Welcome to the channel. Um, Brad says, I forage my own wild medicine and gather water. I don't go to doctors. Laugh out loud. Now with my limes, I did. I didn't know what was wrong with me, but the Amish gave me the tinctures that help better than Wow, that's interesting. That's absolutely interesting. Okay, looks like everybody wants that video. I shall regurgitate that video into the preposphere for you guys. Let's see here. You could take a bird bath, buffering a little too here. Buffering to my second life. I guess there was a buffer. I guess there was a there was some buffering going on there. Is that what it looks like when I buffer? Okay, so let's take a sip of coffee. Take a sip of coffee. All right, let's see here. So, when we talk about those little things, now we're going to get into a little bit of detail here. So, specifically with the hot showers, I love the hot shower. It's like one of the best things in the world. I've told you guys about that, my eucalyptic soap fetish, and I really need to find some 100% pure eucalyptus soap. Matter of fact, if you want to make it for me, I will buy it from you. Contact localprepper at gmail.com. Not a joke. All right, so hot showers, a hot shower is a psychological reset, if you didn't know this, all right? Especially in stressful times, solar shower bags, they normally have 5 to 10 gallons of water in them. They are affordable, and $10 to $30, and heat water using sunlight, ideal for warm seasons. Now, I actually have one of these. You just fill it full of water in the morning and you stick it up there, and then by the end of the day it's really really hot and you can take a shower with it. This is like one of the simplest ways to take a hot shower, but for year round use, a portable propane water heater, which we talked about yesterday, that instant on water heater, it's pretty insane. It's going to range anywhere from 100 to $200, and it can provide hot water if fuel is stockpiled, basically propane stores indefinitely. So, and then obviously you want to insulate the shower area with foam boards or blankets to retain heat in the water. You want to build a simple outdoor shower stall with PVC pipes and tarps for privacy, and maybe stockpile biodegradable soap, and store at least 10 gallons of water per person for hygiene. You want to practice heating and using these systems right now so that you can identify those issues, such as water pressure or heat retention, before a crisis is afoot and before a crisis happens, before you're in the middle of the crises. All right, I'm going to go to the chat. You know what? I need to check let's check the poll. The question is, what's the most critical little thing to prep for a crisis? 61% are saying personal hygiene, 14% say hot shower, 14% say clean clothes, and 11% say morning routines. And let's see here. Outdoor video. We talked. Oh, where Rose? There we go. Stock up on coffee beans, ground, freeze dried coffee, easy to brew off. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. And still talking about the medicines. Okay. Cindy says, go to the doctor, get antibiotics, even if you use natural medicine, and save antibiotics for Exactly, exactly. Or just buy the antibiotics for the emergency and skip the doctor's visits. Let's see here. Roll says, if I deleted your message, I apologize. Did it by accident. I didn't know you could. Whoa, that's right, Rose. Rose has the band hammer powers. Let's see here. Brad says, yeah, I got beans. I can go without anything because eventually all your stock will go out, no matter how much. Yeah, exactly. It's Western preparedness, okay, is all about the canned good, okay? And that is a finite thing. It's fine, not infinite, but finite, also known as infinite. But yeah, that is a limited quantity. No matter how much you stack, it doesn't matter. Can you outlive? The question is, can you outlive your Western preparedness stockpile? That's the question. That's the question. Let's see here. Cindy says, go to the hot. Oh, we did that already. delete your military research on medicine viability is awesome for prepper communities. Yes, yes, Cindy. And if you have, it sounds like Cindy has actually seen that video. I really went down the rabbit hole on to the very bottom to find out how long antibiotics and generalized medications will last on the shelf. It's pretty amazing. It's around 25 years that they know of because they can only research for so long. Um, let's see here. Brad says, I'd head for the hills. I got more resources there. I believe it. I believe it. Let's see here. And then look into other grains, mushrooms, or other sources. Amish natural tinctures are very good, but some things require antibiotics. That's true. Let's see here. Yeah, I forage. Oh, Brad, I'm so jealous. I'd love to forage mushrooms. Um, Stray Kitten says, does coffee stay taste? Does old coffee taste much different? No. Well, it depends. Old coffee that has been non-freeze dried but ground, yes, it has a stale taste to it. Also, ground coffee beans that have gone that are completely dried up, they have a stale or burnt taste to them. Um, but the freeze-dried coffee retains its freeze-dried taste, and after that, it's all about the storage. Well, let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. Forgot you for. Oh, you make tea from your mushrooms. I got you. Can you grow coffee in a greenhouse? I would think, I mean, it's a plant. You should be able to. I want to say, but I think that coffee plants require a lot of water. I think, so you might want to look into that. But even then, it's like I guess this is kind of like in the real progenitive term of is the juice worth the squeeze or is the bean worth the squeeze? Like how many of these coffee plants do you have to be able to produce coffee? And are these plants uh, um, perennials? You know what I'm saying? Are you literally like you got to plant a coffee, a row of coffee, you know, every year, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Which wouldn't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let's see here. Cool, man. At least you are realistic. Most preppers are like, "Oh no, I'll live forever." Yeah, no, dude. It's all of you. It's like it's everything on this planet is basically finite, and you have to assume that you are too, as well as your stockpile. As well as your stockpile. Western preparedness is very, very weird. Unless you're like flat out off grid homesteading, you know what I'm saying? Then you are the Western preparedness is it's very different than that the homesteading, and then you kind of mix like there for a while I was able to do the prep steading, with the chickens and the large garden and things like that. But unless you do that, you're never 100%. Is stale coffee yucky or just not? Uh, uh, you know, I'll be honest with you, Stray Kitten. The longest I was ever on a ship was 9 months, and on that ship, they had the worst coffee for 9 months because they refused to. They had old grounds, and they also refused to clean out the vat. And this vat was probably a 20-gallon coffee vat, and it was always burnt and it was always tasted awful. So I just put powdered cream in it and sugar, and I drank it that way for 9 months. So I would say doesn't matter if you're looking for a really great uh, tasting cup of coffee. It's either that, it's either like drink it however you can, or go to tea because you can go to tea with milk and cream in it is delicious. And I did that for a while too. Let's see here. You'll need a hot greenhouse to grow the coffee cherry tree. Gotcha. I had mushroom tea before. Great stuff. Properly stored instant coffee has an indefinite. Yeah, exactly. If you have the ability to properly store freeze dried goods, they can last indefinitely. It's crazy. Um, Brad says, I only know a couple mushrooms for sickness. I know more plants for sickness or pain. I haven't took modern medicine pills in 15. There you go, man. I mean, I don't even like I okay, so I have not been to the dentist since 2007. This was my first one this since 2007. You would think that I'd be like, yeah, all brown mouth and stuff. No, I have no cavities. I do have tartar, but no more than the average saber-toothed tiger did. But it is what it is. Some people just don't go to the doctor and don't need to. It's that easy. Let's see here. What's a cherry tree? What's a cherry coffee tree? I'm gonna believe that is the basis for a. And I'm gonna guess that Ian, answer that. Coffee beans come from a cherry tree, but not similar to the sweet cherries we have here in the U.S. Ah, there you go. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Why coffee? Oh, like the MRE and yeah. Well, a freeze dried. Go to the $1.25 tree store, okay, before it becomes the $1.50 tree store, and go get the freeze dried coffee. They're about that big. It's instant coffee. Instant coffee is freeze dried coffee. Okay, and I'll tell you, don't pay for the expensive stuff because I don't even like the way the expensive stuff tastes. Let's see here. Coffee beans. Let's see here. Is it just me or is audio super low again on YouTube? I don't know. I haven't made any adjustments. I'm watching my sound bar flippy back and forth. Loud noises. There. Is that different? Is that better? Or should I whisper? Should I whisper a little bit? I don't know. I think it's you. I think it's you. Oops. I think it's the fact that I beat you to the fact that I've been in the live chat the entire time. Let's see here. No, the worst coffee was what they served me when I was in medical rehab for 3 months. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. All right, so we got to carry on. We've got some more stuff to cover here, and it looks like it's a good amount. But we need to get going. So, clean clothing. Um, Clean clothes are going to boost morale and hygiene. A manual washboard is anywhere from 15 to 25 bucks. Or a hand crank laundry washer. Kind of like a year go drum. You know what I'm saying? Or drummy as they call it. It's about 100 bucks. And you can clean small loads without electricity. For the larger loads, 5-gallon bucket with a plunger style agitator works well. But you also want to stockpile biodegradable laundry soap, liquid or powder, and store it in airtight containers to prevent clumping. A clothesline can run you anywhere from $5 to $20 for the folding drying racks, and maybe $15 to $40 for those. But they're very space efficient. And clothespins for windy days, of course. In winter, dry clothes near a heat source, safely, of course, to speed the process. But you need to plan for 1 to 2 gallons of water per small load and practice washing to estimate water and soap needs for towels and linens. And you want to rotate a stockpile to extend their usability. Oh man, my mustache is itching so much. I need coffee. I need coffee because we're going to talk about coffee, tea, and smoothies. Now, morning routines, and I say smoothie because, like, there are people that and I personally know them. I used to be one of them. That have this morning smoothie thing. So I thought I'd bring it into the prepper because it's a thing, and it's a good way to if you're one of those people that needs some calories in the morning, I am not, then morning smoothies are a great way to get one, or a great way to get calories without filling your belly full of food. All right, so morning routines anchor daily life. For coffee or tea, stockpile instant versions. The shelf life is anywhere from 2 to 10 years, realistically, or whole beans that are vacuum sealed, which are 1 to 2 years. I have I kind of got on the bean kick last year, or no, 2 years ago, and it's time for me to roast some beans. Also a French press can run you anywhere from $15 to $40, or even just one of those pour over cones, which is $5 to $20, which requires zero electricity. I love the pour. If you guys remember my fireside chats, that's how I drank my coffee. Was I did the pour over method. They're absolutely amazing devices, but they're really easy to break, so they never kind of make it into the pack. All right, so you need to practice using them, with a camp stove or a solar cooker to heat the water. For the smoothies, you might want to expand freeze-dried fruit reserves. because that's right, you can make smoothies from freeze-dried fruit. Which is they have a shelf life of anywhere from 10 to 25 years, and store in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. A hand crank blender is going to run you $20 to $50, and you can mix smoothies without power. To make the almond milk, stockpile almonds for 2 to 3 years in a cool, dry place, and use cheesecloth. Basically $5 and a mortar and a pesto. Yogurt can be made by powdering starter culture, which is about $10 for multiple batches, and a thermos to maintain warmth. You want to test these processes now to ensure you have the tools, kind of like, uh, fine mesh strainers as one of the tools that you may need, and then, the skills to do those things. And you want to store probably at least 5 pounds of the almonds and 10 pounds of the freeze dried fruit per person for a year if you're into making those smoothies. All right, let's see here. I'm going to go and look at the chat here real quick. Instant coffee and freeze dried, the same. Instant coffee and freeze dried coffee aren't the same thing, huh? No, you're right. You're right. That in my mind they are because I grab the jar and I look at it, and if I see the crystals, I know it's freeze dried. But you're right. You're right. Raymond says, Raymond Pinkerton. It sounds good here. There you go, Raymond. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Brad says, like you don't really watch preppers because I do my own stuff. No, because it's what I call an internet K-hole. I like to watch other preppers. Um, and well, I like to watch other preppers because I want to try and learn new things. And it does happen from time to time. I'm far from the guy on all things preparedness. But what I do recognize is that it takes time to make these. I basically lose at least 1 to 3 hours preparing each day for this live stream today. You see what I'm saying? And if I start going down that hole where I'm like watching all these other videos, then it's like, okay, well, that's a great idea for a live stream. And then it's like, wait a minute, well, it just got done. Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? So I try to make it as personable as possible, and I try to make it as original and genuine as possible, covering actual subjects about preparedness. Versus some of the other things that I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot. Listen, if you tell me right now, guys. I want you to put a one in the chat. Why? Because one, it helps the channel. But more importantly, I want you to put a one in the chat if you have seen a huge amount of preparedness or prepper based YouTube channels that have gone to talking about politics or talking about food shortages, or it's just this big panic, or basically almost like the fear porn thing. If you've seen that, like in dominance on the YouTubes, okay, put one in the chat for me. And I think everybody's going to kind of figure out real quick, like, oh my God. And that's why I'm so hyper focused on these morning live streams being strictly preparedness based. And yes, I have a tendency to spin out into left field, okay, like any other person. But this is what I'm seeing more and more and more. And it's also another reason you're not seeing a lot of clicks on my channel, because I've moved completely away from that stuff, and I will only come in the afternoons and talk about those things. So that's what's happening. Okay. So instant coffee is also freeze dried. All right. So they can make instant coffee, okay, that is not freeze dried. It is not very common, and it's actually kind of high end. All right. Um, but anything that has been crystallized, that means that it has been freeze dried. Okay. So you literally just have to, like the Folgers crystals, okay, that's freeze dried coffee. Okay. That's why I always thought it was kind of weird. It's like it was about 2 years ago that some of the big, and it's actually one of the reasons I left, stopped supporting this other company, was because they started like trying to sell you this freeze dried coffee for this amazing amazingly crazy amount of money. Okay, like 5 pounds of freeze dried coffee for like $110. And I'm like, okay, okay. And then I started like, wait a minute, I can get freeze dried coffee at the Dollar Tree store for $1. Okay, and I wonder how much of that is actually like 5 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a video I'll make. Basically, this is how they're screwing you. But I think that these companies also caught on to the fact that people were onto their game because their initial sales were through the roof because everybody loves coffee. But then it's like, I'm never going to open that. I'm never going to open that 5 pounds of coffee because that's my apocalypse coffee. That's my shtf. That's my Titawaki coffee. You know what I'm saying? And so sales went brrr, and so they had to lower their prices down to basically packaging, production, and shipping. You know what I'm saying? Making almost nothing on these bags of freeze dried coffee, right? So the prices did go down precipitously. And so now they're very even to what you would buy in the stores. But I'm very interested, and I think I might look at that because I tell you what, that would take me, you know how long it would take me to make that video? That video would probably last no more than 3 minutes. And that's only because if I don't make it at least 3 minutes, YouTube thinks it's a short. Anyway, so just kind of food for thought there. Let's see here. Coffee says there's coffee that isn't made from coffee beans that animals eat. The coffee beans are then taken out of the. Oh yeah, I know. I heard about that coffee. Yeah, I'm not eating. I'm not eating that. Let's see here. Yeah, it's all fear mongering. That's the one from for my wife distracted me with bacon. The question was, oops. If I'll put a one in the chat, if you have seen a massive amount of fear mongering, fear porn, internet craziness coming out of the preppers on YouTube. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Stray Kitten says, I started with Prepper, survival through hiker channels while deciding some outdoor gear I needed and stuck with the Prepper channels for the news content on them. Gotcha. Um, let's see here. Most of my stored instant coffee is from Aldi. There you go. That's pretty smart. Let's see. Barrel and hatchet like the fear monger. There you go. BBD, bigger, better deal. Don't fall for it. Channels pushing more politics and opposing prepping, and poop coffee. Poop. Uh, okay, Tuck. I don't know what poop coffee is. All right. Anyway, so let's go ahead and continue on because we're over the 1 hour, but it's okay today because I've only got a few things I've got to take care of today. Also, nobody, a guest, my side gig, and that's okay. Maybe that's for another live stream. All right, so the next thing we'll talk about is personal hygiene. Now, hygiene maintains health and dignity. Now, stockpiling toothbrushes, basically 50 cents each, buy 10 per person, you know what I'm saying? Baking soda, it's $1 a pound, for DIY toothpaste, and deodorants, the crystal deodorants last years. Also, coconut oil. It's $5 to $10 a jar and doubles as a lotion and a lip balm, and it has a 2 to 3 year shelf life. Now, bar shampoo and conditioner are $5 to $10 each. Um, you know, um, Save space. It saves spaces and it saves space and it lasts longer than liquids. You probably want to have 6 to 12 per person. Also, nail clippers and tweezers and scissors, like cuticle scissors, they're $2 to $10 each. They're durable, and you probably want to buy 2 or 3 of these damn things. And the reason is because like where do those nail clippers go? You know what I'm saying? Or God forbid, somebody you live with somebody who likes to move everything. It's like they found it right where it's supposed to be, and then they've decided it belongs someplace else. Right. So for women, you obviously want to stock menstrual products or reusable options like the menstrual cups. Those are 20 to $40. Also, you want to store hygiene items in waterproof containers to protect against moisture. It's a big thing. And you also need to practice the DIY recipes, like the baking soda deodorant, to ensure effectiveness. And you want to plan for 1 to 2 years worth of supplies, as restocking may be impossible based on the event. I mean, let's think about it. If it's an EMP, nothing is going to get restocked. It's over. It's over. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. All right, let's see here. What are you my second life? What are you doing? Channels, see more of the channels pushing more politics as opposing prepping, and then Dragon Slayer, Paranormal Investigator, Vampire Hunter, Beastmaster. The hell are you guys? What are you guys going on about? All right, so the next one is, let's see, how many more we got? We've got a handful more of these things. Excellent. All right, so privacy. Now, cramped living is constrain relationships, um, creating flexible spaces with heavy curtains is a smart thing to do. So they're going to run you $10 to $30. Maybe you buy those folding screens, like little Japanese stuff on them. That's $5 to $100. Or maybe even repurposed furniture. Bookshelves, dividers. You know, and you could also like designate quiet zones for sleeping or personal time, using signs or schedules to enforce boundaries. Um, you can use noise canceling earplugs for $10 to $20. You can recharge those on your little solar battery stuffs. Or white noise machines. That are battery powered for 15 to $40. Then it can reduce tension. If possible, identify a secondary shelter, like a tent or a shed or an overflow sleeping area, maybe hold a family meeting to set expectations for shared living, including chore rotations and conflict resolution, you know. And then you might also want to document those agreements in a notebook to avoid disputes. Like, well, that's not what we talked about. No, we did talk about it. You agreed to it. Stop being a dick. You know what I'm saying? So some people, I guess it depends on your living conditions or your living environment where people are. You know what I'm saying? If you're with adults or children. And then you kind of want to practice setting up dividers and test the group dynamics during a weekend, like an off-grid simulation, which nobody ever does. I think it's funny. It's like nobody does it. The only time you see like somebody doing the off-grid simulation is when like off-grid for a weekend turns the power off, blah. And the only person that's doing it is like this single guy who owns a house. It's kind of entertaining, but whatever. Let's see here. Poop coffee is the most expensive coffee beans. That was in a movie, Rose. No one's drinking poop coffee. If I can make money, I would poop coffee. I think if they come out of like a rodents or a bat's butt or something like that. Brad says, don't forget shaving. Use a straight razor. I'll never buy a razor again. And you use bar soap because you need actual soap for a real razor. That is something a lot of people don't know. That's something a lot of people don't know. But anyway, so I'm not a fan of the straight razors, but because yeah, I mean it is what it is. It is what I mean. If you know how to know what you're doing, then I get it. But just stop shaving. No Shave November 2019. Huzzah. Let's see here. Let's see here. I have a bunch of nail clippers around the house in bobs, tackle boxes, etc., and at least two in the car. There you go, Tuck. I'm get. I'm. My second life says I'm guessing your job. Okay. Stray kitten. Well, that's what's what's going on in the chat. Oh, you were those. So you like? I'm a dragon slayer. Nope. A paranormal investigator. Nope. A vampire hunter. Nope. And oops, no, I'm not a beastmaster either. Let's see here. Let's see. Were you s- were you scolded for biting your nails? Watch repair guy. I am not a watch repair guy, but I do have a watch repair kit. You're right about cramped living. Things get tense between me and the wife and my mistress staying over. I need a bigger place. Yes, you got to keep your bitches separated. Of course, I'm just being coy, of course. But I actually tell that to my girlfriend all the time. She likes to leave things laying around at the house in North Carolina, uh, and just so that another woman might come over and see them and like, what's this all about? I was like, oh, those are my girlfriends. Honesty's the best policy, right? All right, let's see here. The Simple Prepper. Good. Hey, what's going on, bro? Hey, Local Prepper. Just saw you had your live going. Cheers. Hey, what's going on, man? I know, man. The notification didn't go out until 20 minutes after I had started the live stream. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that was almost an hour ago. Let's see. We lose power so often that we it's like a constantly run drills. Cover covert cat poop. I think I don't know what that is. Civet? I don't know what that is. Oh, you think that's the where the good coffees come from? Pilgrim's like, I'm lost. I know because we've been like scatterbrain Jane for a good 20 minutes here, talking about everything from like being a vampire. You know, they think I'm a vampire slayer layer to the coffee that an animal poops out that you can make it. It's the best coffee in the world, and it's like I'm just trying to stay on point, man. I'm just trying to stay on point. I wouldn't care as long as she did all the housework. You got to trade it off. There's got to be a trade off. Ian says, Kopai Luwak, the world's most exclusive and most expensive coffee. The main factor is its high price, is its uncommon method of production. I got you. Ian says it's produced from coffee beans which have been partially digested by the Indonesian palm civet and then excreted, pooped out. Yes, it sounds kind of gross, but not to worry. Are you like copying and pasting this off of the website? But not to worry. Vegan cookies, what's going on, bro? Coffee, also known as the pivot coffee, is rare and expensive coffee from the coffee cherries that have been eaten and digested. I got you. Let's see. Wiggins says, had a good dream. We all met up. Maybe it was the end of the world, but we were all friendly enough. There you go. Brad says, well, you can use a safety razor. Same thing. Yeah, but after a while, hair and face gets dirty and catches everything. The flavor saver. Yeah, I know. I have to keep mine trimmed. I know it's like when my face starts to feel like Sasquatch, it's time to do something, but it all just gets trimmed up. What's Imsu? I don't know what that is. All right. I need to sip some coffee. It's been an hour and I haven't drank this whole cup yet. Unbelievable. We've been talking way too much. Entertainment. Let's talk about entertainment. So, boredom fuels stress, especially for kids. You definitely need to stockpile board games, which are anywhere from $5 to $30. Um, Decks of cards, $2 to $10, and puzzles, which can run anywhere from $5 and up for all ages, of course. Books, fiction, how-to manuals, or even journals. They cost anywhere from $1 to $20 each, and you want to aim for 10 to 20 per person. Because yeah, you should have a library. For kids, include coloring books, crayons, and simple crafts. Kind of like origami paper, stuff like that. It's around $5. A solar-powered AM/FM radio is $15 to $40. We actually talked about those things yesterday, and obviously that's going to provide news or music. And you should do something called learning storytelling, like how to tell a story. Believe it or not, that's an art form. Um, but you should learn storytelling or group games, charades, something crazy like these dumb games. You know what I'm saying? To entertain without supplies. Now, you're going to store those items in waterproof bins to protect against damp conditions. You want to rotate entertainment options to keep them fresh and involve kids in planning to ensure their engagement. Also, you need to test, screen free events or evenings now and then to gauge what actually works. I know the girlfriend would love for me to have game night, but I just am not, unless it's Monopoly, and I don't play it very often. I'm just not a board game person. I'm just not into that stuff. That is not me. That is not me. I'd rather sit in the corner and whittle and smoke my pipe and think about what I'm going to do tomorrow. All right. So the next thing is calendars and clocks. Timekeeping maintains structure. A perpetual calendar is anywhere from $5 to $20. You know, it works for any year and doesn't rely on any kind of tech. You know, battery powered or wind up clocks are anywhere from $10 to $40 with alarms are reliable. And don't forget to stock those AA and AAA batteries, you know, which should have a shelf life of anywhere to 5 to 10 years. Or buy a hand cranked clock. They do exist. You know, keep a notepad. I know if you didn't know this, that's how we kept time before everything went digital, right? Um, you know, keep a notebook to log certain dates or birthdays and holidays, and mark them with small celebrations, like you know, a special meal, or for medication scheduled, you know, use a pill organizer. That's $5 to $10, or and you can even sync them with a clock. And you know, practice tracking time without devices for a week to build those habits. Now, you can store clocks and calendars in a dry, accessible place and consider a backup sundial, believe it or not, for long-term scenarios. I know there's at least two people in the chat right now that have a sundial in their yard. Not a joke. Not a joke. All right, let's see here. You know, I haven't checked the poll in a while. There's only 2 minutes and 36 seconds left on the possibility of getting the Grand Poobah hat out. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I will not lose sleep. All right, let's see here. What is the most critical little thing to prepare for in a crisis? And we got 33 votes, and 61% believe personal hygiene is the answer, and 15% believe hot showers is the answer, and 12% clean clothing, and 12% say morning routines. Looking at, let's see here. Look at what, and I would hit the wrong keys. Entertain me. I've heard about those shitty coffee beans before. No thanks. Um, Actually, I received notice for going live at 9:58. That's interesting. That's interesting. Um, Took me a second. It was a typo. I let my coffee steep in the French. Yeah, I love the French press. Uh, the French press for me, the filtering on the French presses is never good enough. That's why I like the pour method. Maybe I'll bring one down. I've got two or three of them, but maybe I'll bring one down for you. They were originally designed for bagless tea, but you can make coffee in them in a heartbeat. Let's see here. Playing cards, pack small, very true, very true. Dice and cards is good and cheap. Just know the games. Just know the games. What time is it? Cookie time. There you go. Mum plow plow. I can't say that. Oops. Mum plow plow plow. Have a trunk full of games and toys used in the 8th century camp. Gotcha. Brad says, this is man-made. I do have a wristwatch though. It's set to the time clock at work. There you go. Simple Prepper says, I miss my sundial necklace. I don't know where it went. My second life says, are you a child party entertainer? I am not. Let's see here. Tuck says, I have waterproof playing cards in my bob. There you go. There you go. I always loved, and I had them even when I was a kid because my father was in the military, but I always had them when we were deployed with the U.S. government actually makes aircraft recognition playing cards and military vehicle identification cards. Let's see. Where are we at here? Waterproof playing cards. Circular sundial with adjustment for month and has a hole to let snow in against the inner thing. There you go. I'm so mad about daylight savings time becoming permanent. So I wasn't aware that they had locked that in as no, we're not changing it. Mumblebeg and Hawk Throw was done by my boys since they were old enough to hold the hawk and throw. I still don't know what Mumblebeg is. Brad says, and in the evening, place your hand under the sun and count how many fingers your hand with until you hit the horizon. That's how many hours are left in the day. Correct. Correct. Are you an adult party planner? No. Let's see. Unplug is a game with knives. Ooh, a game with knives. I like that. All right, let's see here. We've got, looks like 3.5 segments left. All right, so mental health. You know, small rituals preserve sanity. A battery powered white noise machine is anywhere from 15 to 40 bucks, or earbuds with preloaded ambient sounds on a solar charged MP3 player. They do exist for anywhere from 20 to 50 bucks. Can actually replicate, the comforting background noise that you may need to sleep. Guided meditation scripts or gratitude journals, as they're called, can be anywhere from $5 to $10 and require no tech and reduce stress. Now, uh, practicing mindful techniques now to build resilience is kind of important. Also, stock comfort items like scented candles. Soy-based ones are in 5 to 20 bucks, or even herbal teas like chamomile, which will help you sleep. That's another 5 to 10 bucks for calming rituals. Involve family in the daily check-ins to monitor morale. One of my favorite things to do when I was in the field was I had a cup of coffee when I woke up in the morning. That was my ritual, and I had a cup of coffee with my evening meal, and that was the ritual. Um, Stump the Poobah. DST is PETA. McDonald's ice cream machine repairman. You were so close. No, not even close. Assuming the sun doesn't give out. Solar power, baby. Oops says no, no LP is why the ice cream machine is broken. Everybody, and has anybody ever noticed that the ice cream machine always breaks right around the time they have some kind of new ice cream thing at McDonald's? Let's see here. That would explain why they're never working. Is your job a work from home job? Oh, you guys, somebody's trying to ask the details. The details. No, I must leave my home to do this side gig. Hawk, tomahawk, or hatchet. They learn to throw them as well as learn to throw. No, I love it, Rose. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about one of those tough subjects. Okay, community dynamics. Now, group living requires structure. Uh, you need to assign some roles like cooking or cleaning, based on skills and rotate to prevent resentment. You also know you need to create a shared schedule for tasks, sleep, and quiet time using a whiteboard. It's only about 10 or 20 bucks, or a notebook. You need to hold regular meetings to address conflicts and adjust plans. Also, stock extra sleeping bags, and they can run anywhere. Cheap ones are 20 to 50 bucks, and cots, and they can be a little bit more expensive, anywhere from 30 to 100 bucks for guests. Now, practice group decision making during short outages to test the dynamics. Also, document the rules and resource allocations to assure fairness. To assure fairness. Also, let's talk about skill building. Now, proficiency with off grid tools is critical. Practice using manual laundry systems, cooking on a camp stove, and making hygiene products, like soap or toothpaste, to kind of identify the gaps. And conduct monthly drills to test equipment like solar showers or hand crank blenders. You also want to learn basic sewing for clothing repairs and first aid for minor injuries. Oddly enough, in the Marine Corps, two of the first things that they taught you how to do was make a bed with hospital corners and how to sew a button back on your utilities. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that the killing machine? He knows how to make a bed and sew his clothes. All right. Um, but you want to learn basic sewing for clothing repair and first aid for minor injuries. You also might want to join a local prepper group or watch online tutorials to expand skills. Keep a binder of instructions for all the processes to reference during stressful environments. What is everybody laughing about? Vegan Cookie just gave me a 99 cents. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. And a hot dog. And a hot dog. All right, what do we got here? Ice cream machines are broken. Tomahawk. There is neither ice nor cream in McDonald's ice cream. Vegan says tough subjects. Structure. Cooking. I cook for unknown amount of people slash refugees. This may require commercial equipment. Yeah, but the commercial equipment is normally the best equipment. Brad says, I don't eat fast food, but the machine is down because they don't feel like cleaning it. I believe that. That I 100% believe. So you are lucky they don't want to give you bad stuff. Very true. Very true. Um, let's see here. No guy got meth from his burger from McDonald's. Okay, okay. Speaking of cream, did you find the cream? I don't know what we're talking about. My second life says, "Oh man, I thought my husband was going to go insane during the lockdown, so I have a lot of things for him to do in case he is ever stuck home again." You got an emergency honeydew list? That's hilarious. Let's see here. Brad says, I was just seen at work yesterday. Lots of downtime. There you go. Sewing. There you go. Man, you got to fix your stuff. You got to fix your stuff, man. All right. So, action items. Action items, guys. Um, create a checklist of daily comfort items, things like hygiene products or entertainment or even maybe your rituals. And map out how to replace them with off-grid solutions. Maybe inventory your supplies and test the tools and practice skills monthly to ensure readiness. Also, prioritize one overlooked item, kind of like a manual laundry system to address within the next month. You have just been given your homework, people. Vegan says, if I'm with you guys at World's End, I'll be the cook. You can call me Cookie. Oh, I bet you'd love that, wouldn't you? All right, so let's see. We've gone past our hour. My God, it's been almost an hour and a half, but that's okay. That's okay. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about that is prepper related, put it in the chat now. I'm going to go ahead and check out the poll because if you've not voted yet, now would be the time to do that. 61% believe that personal hygiene is the best little things to keep them going crazy in a crisis. 15% say hot showers, 12% say clean clothes, and 12% say morning routines. Morning routines. All right, let's see here. Honeydew list? Emergency honeydew list? Oh, that's right. You got it. I just put a label on it. TM. That is too funny. That is absolutely too funny. Okay, so here's my schedule for the rest of the day, guys. I am thinking about doing a live stream at 5 p.m. It's going to be full of boring stuff about how the UK has destroyed itself. It'll probably go for no more than an hour. Okay. Then I've got the 7 p.m. members only Discord. If you guys are not participating in that, you should probably do that. That will be going at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight on Discord, not on YouTube, on Discord. So if you're not a member or if you haven't got into that process, you probably need to do that. Email me at contactlocalprepper@gmail.com and I will verify your membership and get you into that members only Discord. All right, I think that is going to be about it for today. I want to thank you for hanging out with me and staying with me on my preparedness journey. All right, guys, that's going to be about it. Stay safe. Have a great day. And I imagine apocalypse happening. What that was good, man. I thought your channel was bigger. I just randomly saw. Yeah, no problem, Brad. Make sure you hang out. I'm here at 10 a.m. every Monday through Friday. All right, let's see. Members only fan 7 p.m. There we go. Or you could just order it online. There you go. All right, you're talking about nothing. You're talking about nothing. Wasting my time. All right, guys. Don't be slackers. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.